Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for Season 2, Episode 2 of I Should Say That Out Loud. I'm your host, Donna Brendel. And that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about today is introducing yourself and small talk, which is really hard for me and for people on the spectrum. I have this book. I have a lot of books, and you'll learn that as we go. Books are my friends because I don't have to talk to them. They talk to me. It's very one-sided, but it's in my comfort zone. So I have this book on small talk. I'm not sure how old it is. By Debra Fine. The Art of Small Talk. And it's pretty comical to me. It starts out with a quiz. The quiz is called Winning at Small Talk, and I am definitely not winning. There's 7 questions, and I got 2 out of the 7. Not correct, it's just that I do the 2 things out of the 7 things that you should do to win at small talk. So I'm currently not winning, but I'm going to practice with you, and then maybe I'll win someday at small talk. So the first is to introduce yourself. I've done that. My name's Donna Brendel, and I am the host of I Should Say That Out Loud. And I made this poster, this canvas behind me. It's very meaningful to me. It has the title of my podcast, I Should Say That Out Loud, on the top, and then my name on the bottom. But in the middle, it has a picture of me in one of my water ski costumes that I talked about on episode 1. But then it has this thought process that I have gone through for a really long time. And when I'm in a conversation or trying to be in a conversation, my biggest struggle is I'm on a journey in my brain trying to figure out what the end of the conversation is before it's even started or when it's still in the beginning stages. And that really stunts me and stops me from engaging and participating in the conversation because I want to control it. I want to know where we're going. I want to know if it's safe before I jump in. And that's one of the chapters of this book is taking the plunge on small talk. It really is a plunge for me. It's scary. It's nerve-wracking. It's kind of like jumping into the deep end. I don't know if I can swim in this conversation. So I came up with this kind of brave thought process. If I'm thinking it, I'm just going to say it. And then, I don't know, and that's okay. The very first time I said these words to myself, I should say that out loud. I was working with a mentor, and I was really enjoying the friendship that we were building. I was enjoying being with her and the things that she was saying to me. I was enjoying the person that she is. She's a great speaker and leader and mom and friend. And I just had all these thoughts in my head. And I heard myself say to myself, I should say that out loud, that I like you, I like being your friend, and thank you for being my mentor. And the craziest thing happened next. I actually said those things out loud, which was a very, very new thing for me. This was about maybe 10 years ago. And her response was beautiful. She said, thank you. I enjoyed being your friend too. It was so simple. And I do all this jockey work in my head of where's this going to go? What's going to happen if I say this? And I don't have to be so scared and nervous most of the time. Sometimes, yes, conversations are difficult. And I've lived through a lot of conflict, which I think is partly, PTSD. I'm afraid to say things because tempers flare and things can go crazy. But most of the time, it's not like that. And I don't have to fear those things. So I have to work through that. So, my friend, this book, Small Talk, says introduce yourself. Next, it says that silence is impolite. That means I'm impolite because I'm silent a lot. But it's not my fault. It's okay. I know. I can give myself grace. I'm not trying to be impolite. I'm just gauging the atmosphere, gauging the room, gauging the people to make sure that I feel safe enough to speak. And I'm learning to just be more brave in general. Okay, here's the next bullet of this small talk book. It's up to you to start a conversation. This is page 19. It's up to you to start a conversation. That means it's up to me to start a conversation. Oh my goodness, that's very overwhelming. I oftentimes don't know where to start. And if I do start a conversation, what do you say next? That's my struggle. Next subtitle of this chapter is on page 20. It's up to you to assume the burden of conversation. Whew, that's heavy. To assume the burden of conversation. That's a little too heavy for me. And I'm going to think in baby steps. And I'm going to practice small bits of small talk. I have been practicing small bits of small talk over the years, and I have gotten a lot better at it. With people I know, especially my friends. But with new people, it's like starting all over again. It's like, wait, did I not learn all these things over these years? Why am I still stumbling to introduce myself, to talk to somebody new in a new situation? But it never fails. It's always a struggle to meet new people and engage. So then they have on page 23, social and general icebreaker questions. And just after reading a couple of these, I have these feelings. It brings up feelings for me. So here's a couple that it lists right off the bat. What do you think of the movie, the restaurant, the party that we're at? Tell me about the best vacation you've ever taken. What's your favorite thing to do on a rainy day? If you could replay any moment in your life, what would it be? These sound like, except for the first one, major questions. They sound invasive, like very forward. I don't know if it's my personality or what, but I just struggle asking such big questions. Or maybe it's just that they're big questions to me. And I would feel like, whoa, like, do you have a couple hours to talk about these things? Because it would take me a while to answer most of those questions. Except for the first one, I'd say the party's boring, or the restaurant is okay, or tasty, or the movie, it was good. Page 73 I found very funny and comical. It talks about first positive messages that you can give to another person with your body language, and then off-putting gestures that you can give to someone with your body language. So first, the positive messages that you can give as the speaker. Here's what it says. Positive messages to the speaker. Lean forward. Okay, so I'm very literal. I'm a very literal person. When I read these things, I think lean forward. Maintain eye contact. Like, whoa, I'm gonna fall out of my chair. Lean forward. Maintain eye contact. Open up your arms and body. To me, that means open up your arms and body, like lean forward, eye contact. This feels very awkward. And then, relax your body posture. So open up, relax, lean forward, eye contact. Face your partner. Of course you would be facing your partner. How would you maintain eye contact if you're not facing your partner? And then nod and smile. So up, down, forward, eyes, nod and smile. This is how I take that advice. Yep. Yep. Party's great. Restaurants, okay. Movie was funny. What's next? What do you say next? I just will think about all of those things, those suggestions for body language, and I won't think about conversation starters and questions. The next section is the off-putting gestures that you should never use. It says never use. Okay. What? Pointing. I'm already pointing. Never point. Okay. Put my hand down. Covering your mouth. I cover my mouth when I eat. I guess we shouldn't talk when we're eating, but never cover your mouth. That was not possible during COVID, was it? Anyway, rubbing or fondling body parts. That's weird, but I do rub the tips of my fingers often when I'm stressed, and especially like if we're in a movie or watching a TV show or Netflix. If it gets intense, I get nervous and I do this with my fingers and my nails, and maybe I'll like do this. So I do a lot of things with my hands. I guess I should never do that. Fiddling with jewelry. If I'm wearing a bracelet, I might fiddle with that. I don't really fiddle with my earrings. I do fiddle with a necklace if I wear a necklace. So maybe I should just never wear a necklace. Oh, tapping a pencil or a pen. I don't tap pens. I don't have one here, but I do take the cap on and off, on and off, on and off. That's my fidget with a pen, is taking the cap on and off. So I should never do that. Swinging your leg. I do cross my legs, and I do sometimes swing my leg. So I should never do that. Crossing your arms across your chest. I know that one, and I try not to do that one. Putting your hands on your hips. I do that a lot if I'm standing, because I get awkward standing with my arms straight. I just feel like I'm too limp. Glancing away from the person who is speaking. So for eye contact, for me, I can hold eye contact easily. I can really stare and make someone really nervous with eye contact. I've gotten better over the years, but I used to be super, super intense with eye contact when I first learned that I needed to be purposeful with my eye contact. But in order for me to think of conversation starters or how to respond when somebody asks me a question, my brain doesn't engage when I'm looking in the eye. I get like zoned in, and I get like distracted by their eyes and their eye color and the veins in the eyes and then everything around the eyes, and then the hair color and the color of the clothes and everything, and I get so distracted. Partly it's a good distraction because it helps me to not wander my brain to other things that are happening in my life. But then on the other hand, all the colors are a good distraction because they keep me engaged in looking at the person at least, and not getting bored and sleepy. But it also keeps me distracted from thinking of what words to put together to respond in the conversation. So in order to have a response, I have to look away. Our eyes look in different directions to access different parts of the brain. And if I'm just constantly giving eye contact, then I can't access those parts of my brain to come up with a response. And I've learned it's okay to look away for a moment, and then you look back, if you remember to look back. So it takes practice, lots of practice, and these things that you should never do are really hard for people with autism because they help me stay calm, they help me stay present in the moment, and they're comforting. It really bothers my daughter when I do this finger thing in the movies or just at home, even at the table. I guess I do it all the time because she's constantly asking me to stop. But when she asks me to stop, I do stop because it bothers her, but at the same time, I feel the intensity in my body building because I was doing it for a purpose. It was calming me. Now that I can't do that, now I feel a buildup of emotion, of stress, of anxiety, and I love my daughter. I don't want it to stress her, but at the same time, it's a comfort to me. That's my struggle. So what do you do? What do you do if you're supposed to never do these things when you're interacting with people? Trial and error. Be yourself. Obviously, this is not a book for people with autism. This is just a book for the general public. So I'm just pointing these things out just to make a point that it's hard to have small talk when you're on the spectrum, especially when you have all these rules that you're supposed to follow and still engage your brain and still be calm and present in the conversation. It's difficult, but I'm trying, and I am going to have a thought. When I have a thought, I'm going to say it out loud, even if I don't know the ending, the end result. It's okay. I'm going to just journey one step at a time and give it a shot. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your questions.